Tony, thanks for talking to us ahead of the game against Doncaster Rovers. Of course, it's a bit of a busy period of fixtures coming up now, but out of the competition in the week, disappointment that happened. But did you find any positives that you take into your next game against Doncaster?
Yeah, more so than the other games that have gone before that, particularly in the league. Obviously, it's disappointing to lose and be out of a competition. We wanted to win. We wanted to win the game, but we had a little rejig with one or two things out on the pitch, and we saw some signs from what we did in training on there. Obviously, we wanted more out the game. The obvious ones, more goal threat. There was opportunities, not necessarily shots where they've been saved, but better decision making when we get in and around the box. So there's plenty of positives to take moving forward into a busy schedule.
Obviously not too long to work with the players and see how certain players are, but I think the first thing you do after a midweek game is check out how the treatment room is looking. Obviously Ron McDonald came off, Tariq Uwakwe didn't play, and updates on them, and Courtney Baker-Richardson as well was off at half-time, so what's the state of play there? Yeah,
the Courtney one was planned to have him off at half-time. He covers a lot of mileage through the data we get, so that was planned to bring him off. He has got a little bit of tightness, but we're sure he's going to be fine. Rod will be assessed today. He was spoken to and seen yesterday. It's about time with Rod. Again, playing in a slightly different position, covering a bit more ground. We're hopeful he's going to be fine. Tariq, touch wood, will pass all these tests this week and rejoin the group either this afternoon or tomorrow, so that's a positive to have him back.
I think finally as well, and fingers crossed, it is a clean bill of health. There's good news coming through on where Chris Long is up to.
Yeah, Longy he's out there doing little bits and bobs. That'll be stepped up beginning of next week with a look to progression to be in and around the squad, training that is, by the end of next week. That'll be down to the physio, what responses he gets from the work he's doing with him, but really positive. Been working really hard, been staying long after training, along with some of the others. Ollie Finney fell into that bracket, now he's back into the first team squad, working extremely hard. So we're looking forward to having him back, but obviously then there's Callum, which we're not going to see for a little while, but it's beginning to clear up a little bit.
Of course, we all know what happened with Doncaster earlier in the week. They decided to make a change of manager, but so is that become a hindrance for you in terms of preparation and planning, or is it all about we've got to do what we've got to do?
It does a little bit, doesn't it, because of formations, etc. But we've had a good chat over the last course of 2 days. It's got to be about us, and I keep saying that it's got to be about us. We know what we've got to improve on, and we want to see the improvements coming on the pitch. That comes with what we're going to be doing in training, what we're going to be encouraging the players to do. If we drift away too much from that, the players can get bogged down with what they're going to provide. Now, you obviously have to tell the players what to expect, but it's difficult because we don't know what formation they're going to play. They've tried to press in the past, they've tried to drop off, they've played 3 at the back, they've played with a 4, they changed to a 4 on Saturday halfway through the game. So it's a little bit unpredictable, but we are fully focused on what areas we've got to improve on, because we've played against back 4s, played against back 3s, so it doesn't alter that much.
The manager mentioned in an earlier interview about probably just reaching the crossroads now where you are. You've had a 10-game sort of Luke, and then you're having to get closer to a 15-game Luke. We've got a 3-game week coming up, and this is an ideal opportunity that if you can hit the ground running, you can go where you want to be, up the league table.
Yeah, of course, we want to be higher than where we are, and we're looking forward to actually having the games coming thick and fast. I think the team actually needs that, to be getting out on the pitch more often than being in the training. But in terms of a crossroads, we want to up the performances. That's clear, and we need to score more goals. We want to up the performances, and if we do that, we'll head in the right direction. But with that, we don't want to be losing too many on the way. But we want to improve with our attacking play. That's obvious, isn't it? We need to improve that area. The stats back that up, without being a massive stats man. That's the area we've got to improve on. So we can either limp along the way we are going, or we can really push on. The players take that on, because there's more from certain individuals, more to come, and we can really try and kick on.
So it's a real chance, isn't it, for the players now to start delivering. They've had fans have had a glimpse of it in the first few weeks of the season.
Yeah.
They know what's there. It's time to get them going again.
Yeah, and it won't take a great deal for that to happen. You need a little spark, maybe, for a certain individuals. But the great bunch of lads. And like I say, it's about what do we want to do? Do we want to limp along, or do we want to kick on and become more of an attacking force in this league?
Obviously, you talked about stats. 1 win in 10 doesn't show well at all. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
But you've only lost 4 games in the league, and it showed that you can be a hard team to beat. How do you keep the belief in the players that's what you are, a hard team to beat and can win football games?
Yeah, you've always got to be a hard team to beat. I think that's a foundation of any team, really. And certainly a Crew team. We wanted to improve that area. Now, a lot's been said about that. Again, the stats, you can look at them either way you want to. The fans aren't daft though, are they? They know what areas we need to improve on. We know what areas we need to improve on, and that's what we're going to be looking to do. And in hindsight, some of the goals haven't come from necessarily the conceded ones, down to our attacking play. Late goals that we've conceded, which could have added more points on the board, woulda, shoulda, coulda. But we know what we've got to improve on. We do, and we're not trying to kid anybody.
Just one final point. This football club, as everybody knows around the country, is renowned for its productivity and progress of young players. And there's signs now in this current time where we are that 1 or 2 of them are emerging. Is that an area, the likes of Joel Taverner, Charlie Finney and others, for you and the manager and other coaches to just manage them lads right, to make sure you don't ask too much of them?
Oh, absolutely. You've got to manage them right. They're still developing in the professional game, aren't they? I've been really pleased with the young players. Some are out on loan, but particularly the ones that have been in and around the first team. Of course, we've got to manage them right. And we will look after them and manage their work during the week, and when we think it's time for them to have a rest, we will do so. But the challenge is down to them as well. Keep performing, keep getting picked.